Welcome back to Python MC. In this section, we're going to break lists and dictionaries. So let's see. First, we're going to try to access the list cars. Let's just try to type in Honda as if it was like a key in a dictionary and see what happens. Well, what happens is it gives you an error because it's expecting a index value. So it's expecting an index value like 0 or 1 or 2 to access Honda, Lexus, or Ford, respectively. So cars with 0 in the brackets will give you the first value in that list. The difference with dictionaries is that, let's say I wanted to access the first item in dictionaries using index value. There's no key called 0 because the way lists look up values, it looks it up by index value, like the point of the list, the index value of the list, where it is in the list. And you try to do the same thing with the dictionary. It's saying, well, I'm looking up keys, not indexes or indices. So in this case, cars, for example, with square brackets 1 will access the second value in cars because the list starts at 0. But dictionaries expect these key value pairs. Let's see. If I actually added an index for of 0, then I could look it up. Like in this case, 0 is a key. So let's try to run this again. And this would actually work perfectly fine if I tried to say state capitals with a 0. That would actually work just fine because 0 in this case is actually a key. But if, similar with cars, if I try to access it with 0, it's actually looking at the index values of cars. So really the point is that dictionaries, you access them using the square brackets, just the way you would with lists, except instead of looking up the index, you're looking up the key in the dictionary. Let's try to break this again. So let's see. What can we do next? We are going to type in, let's see, state capitals. And then we're going to try to access a Phoenix, for example, and put that in square brackets. Let's see what happens. Well, Phoenix is not a key, so it doesn't have, for one, Phoenix is not a state. It's actually a capital, so it's actually a value. You can't look it up by typing in as a key. I could type in Phoenix, for example, and say, Phoenix is not a state. And then you wouldn't get an error this time. You would actually see that Phoenix in this case is a key, and the value is Phoenix is not a state. So I try this again, run it, and then I'm going to try to type in, state capitals. Or wait, I have to type in state capitals, and then in brackets, I will put in Phoenix, and then we'll say, we'll actually get, this time we'll say Phoenix is not a state because Phoenix is now a key in the dictionary and has a value, which the value is what comes after the colon. Phoenix is not a state, so now it works. What if we forget to put the equal sign? We'll get this invalid syntax because state capitals effectively is a variable name. It's the name of the dictionary in this case. And let's say, what if we just let's see what we're going to do now. Well, let's change it to brackets. So with brackets, it's now it's a syntax error. It's now confused. It's not sure. You're trying to create a list. So you try this again. See if you can use brackets. It says no. That's invalid syntax because if you're giving me brackets, I'm expecting you to have a list of values that are separated by a comma. In this case, it's expecting a curly bracket, and that will work perfectly fine. That defines a dictionary through using curly brackets with key value pairs separated by a colon. Let's see, what else can we do to mess this up? Now let's see, what if we got rid of the value in this key value pair? So that's an error because every key is expecting a value after a colon. So these key value pairs are separated by commas. The keys and the values are separated by a colon. If you get rid of a value, you get an error. Let's see. So we've messed this up in a bunch of different ways. We've tried to index these in the incorrect ways. We've messed up with our syntax, and that's it. We'll see you again on Python MC. Python MC.
pipe, we're pipe, MCs.